Hi, welcome to this is episode 3 in a series that will be quite a number of News Direct the podcast. I'm Councillor Rob Waltham and I'm joined by Lucy and Lillie from the Dancing Tiger Scrap Store.
Well,
I know, I got it. I had a bit of anxiety about this at the start, and we're in conversation. This is for me a trail of inspirational women who, are doing some pretty impressive things, and I think you are doing some pretty impressive things because you do lots around in the. There'll be lots of people saying, "What's the dancing tiger?"
Yeah,
so we'll put that in the when we put this up because it'll go on Spotify and YouTube, but we'll put a bit of something around. We'll put your promo so people know, and because you're a charitably incorporated, somebody out there might say, if I want to give money to an inspirational charity, leave a legacy, £1 million maybe, you could probably work.
Really
Would you work around it?
Yeah.
You'd be fine.
I mean, we're not actually a charity; we're a community group.
Yeah,
we can still take the $1 million.
Yeah, you can still. Yeah, it's community interest, but you can still take. Yeah, you'd still take the $1 million.
Yeah.
So just £1 million are available. So the first question I usually like to ask is, you went to school, obviously. You went to, where did you grow up? Where did you go to school? Lucy, do you want to go first?
As in like junior schools and
Yeah.
So I went to Berkeley.
Yeah.
Juniors and infants, and then went up to Foxhills.
Ah, okay. And what did you want to do? What was this little girl who tipped into Berkeley for the first time?
I don't really know at that age. It was when I'd finished, like when I was at school, comprehensive school. That's when I got into creative subjects, so music.
Yeah.
I did dance out of school and drawing, DT. So that was kind of the way that then I went up into college to do creative.
And did you go to college locally as well?
Yeah, so I went to John Leggett.
Oh, you went to John Leggett. Oh, cool.
So I've gone all the way through. And so then at that point I knew that I wanted to be in that environment and that institution. So I wanted to teach.
Yeah.
So then I went to uni, and then I came back and
what did you do at uni?
So I did fashion. Got a BA honours in fashion and then a master's in design.
And then you came back home. Where did you go to study?
So I went to Hull School of Art and Design, so not too far.
No, I was the same. I didn't go far. Yeah. We don't travel well, do we?
No.
No.
But then I worked at North Lindsay as an art and design technician, and then I taught over in Hull School of Art and Design for 10 years.
Brilliant.
On the degree, yeah.
That's brilliant.
So I actually did what I wanted to do. And then look at us now.
I know, that's it. And Lillie, what was it like for you? So where did you go to school?
I went to Lincoln Gardens Juniors and Infants. Then went to Thomas Sumpter when it was Thomas Sumpter Melior.
Oh yeah, well, it was Thomas Sumpter when I was a kid. Yeah.
So I went there, and then I went to North Lindsay, and then I kind of didn't go in a straight line. I went down to London and lived there for 5 years. And then I came back. Then I went to Australia, then I moved down to Brighton, and then I've been here in the middle. I've been done my teaching and went to Sheffield to do a master's in autism, and then here. But all the way through, I studied at College North Lindsay doing art and design.
Yeah.
And then I was teaching art workshops for young people on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And then we're kind of here really.
So how did you meet then? What was?
So our children are friends.
Yeah, it was a sports group that they met at for the first time, and they got on really well. So it was like, right, they could hang out a bit more, and then it was like, oh well, hi. So met through the kids really.
Yeah, I think that people find that there are, especially in adulthood, you do find there's a commonality of your children or husbands get on all right together or wives get on all right. No, they do. Or partners get on all right together, and then you end up with adult friendships.
Yeah,
don't you?
You have your one from being young, don't you? Then you get this new group when you get older, and you think, oh, I'm not sure I managed to get through the first half of my years without you.
It is a bit weird, that, isn't it? How you do find in adult friendships, in particular, you just can't ever foresee that why were these people.
I know.
And do you think what would you say was the success? What do you think about your relationship in working together? What would you say? Is it? I mean, you're gonna have good and bad days.
It's because we're polar opposites.
Oh, really?
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
how would you describe Lucy?
Right.
Lillie?
So,
How would you describe her?
Lucy thinks in straight lines, and she's very methodical. So she has a start, she has a middle, and she has an end.
Yeah.
And then everything is neat. Everything is in a box. Everything is straight lines and packaged and amazingly ordered.
And how now you have to describe Lillie.
So Lillie has a start point, and she knows where the end point is, but rather than going in a line, she goes. Yeah. Like a roller coaster.
Is it a bit more of a journey for you?
I get easily distracted, so I get excited with ideas, and then Lucy's good at actually.
Yeah, it's almost like you're really good at ideas, and then I'm really good at putting the system in place to bring the idea
I
out.
can't do what Lucy does,
and I can't do what Lillie does, so that's why I think it works really well together.
Because you have to have the stimulus of the ideas, and you have to have
somebody to actually do it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do, don't you?
Otherwise, you're like, yeah.
And it's true, isn't it? And that's amazing how that, and clearly for you that works. So what was what were you trying to achieve with the Dancing Tiger scrap store? What was when you were sat round maybe your kitchen table and the kids were playing or something? Is that how it was, or was
drinking coffee? Always the best time with the best ideas.
And we've given you tea today, so we haven't even upgraded
your coffee. We've been running workshops all day, but we needed something that would work around our kids.
Yeah.
So we were like, we could do subscription boxes and send out like scrap packs to people that maybe were isolated and couldn't get into town and do workshops. So we thought, we'd do that. Oh, wouldn't it be good if we had a scrap store that we could go buy the scrap from to put in the subscription boxes to
keep it all sustainable?
Yeah, keep it all sustainable. And then we're like, there used to be one like 15 years ago, I think. And then we said, why don't we open a scrap store?
And then that idea never went away, whereas a lot of the others did.
We had a few ideas.
Yeah. So we looked at how to bring it all together.
Yeah.
But it was so daunting knowing whether to set up as a charity, a kick, and then all the information about it, whether to do a private business.
Yeah.
To get a bank account.
We shelved it, didn't we, for a year? Yeah. And then it was actually...
but you were problem solving all that time.
Yeah,
we
found it, figuring it out.
There wasn't really anybody to help.
Yeah, not a lot of people knew how to set one up or like the ins and outs of it.
Even people listening, we probably, because we know about it, a kick, charities, there's different regulations that fit, which it should be, because you can't just set up and trade without having some sort of.
Yeah.
But then there's that bit really around that outcome. What clearly there was a product there that you were thinking about. What did you want to achieve with that product though? Because I think most products do come with some ambition in terms of who gets the benefit of it, how does it make you viable and sustainable as a business. That point that you made around sustainability, because that's clearly one of your core principles, is that you can. It's better to reuse than to recycle, right? That's the way that that's just a good ethos.
Yeah.
So how did that work for you?
Well, I think with the community interest, we could apply for funding.
Okay.
Which was a benefit.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have any money.
No.
So private business was kind of out of it straight away, wasn't it? And the fact that we wanted to give back to the community.
I think we wanted to create a community because it feels like there's not much of a community anywhere really anymore. And like there used to be.
Especially after COVID and things like that.
Yeah.
It was
stayed at home.
Kind of after COVID when we set it up, wasn't it?
And then with the charity, you had to then have a board and there was a lot of regulations.
Which you would have loved. Did you love that?
Well...
Did you see that? It's like, I've got a box.
What we ideally wanted was that we could be in charge and kind of make the decisions of the business together rather than have multiple people on there. So it kind of sat in the middle, the fact that we could still do stuff for the community. But we could still get paid for it.
Well, yeah.
But it's limited by guarantee. So any profit that the business makes goes back into the community. So we've run free workshops and just anything if we've got any resources that we can pass on to groups or anything like that.
So it's proper circular, you get that.
Yeah.
And so what do you think's the next phase of your ambition? I know we started to talk about, but you can't talk about that bit because we're looking. What would you like to do with it next?
We need a home, don't we?
You need a home.
We need a permanent space, and I think once we've got the space, we've got.
Because you're living out of containers, aren't you?
Yeah.
And that must be really hard for you.
No, you've not seen it. You've not seen it. I mean, I don't know where anything is. I don't move anything because I'll just get in trouble. But everything is like a Tetris game of like I mean, I like it when it looks.
Where's the tape? It's in the third box on the fourth shelf of that.
Yeah.
Really
so
sad,
it's handy.
Does that make you feel safe knowing that it's there? Does it help you?
It makes me scared to move things.
Anxious.
But it's quite good. I like structure when it's in. I just can't implement it myself.
Yeah.
So it's good to know where the tape is. But I'm sure Lucy'd rather me not ask every 5 minutes where everything is. But I don't know where it is. So.
We don't need to. That's the wonderful nature of having a great friend and a co-creator that can make all that. I mean, it must be blooming annoying for us.
Yeah, totally.
Is it?
Because I think for the last 3 years that we've been running workshops and doing events locally. And we went over to Lincoln and did a few things over there.
Yeah, they actually wanted us to open a scrap store. They showed us buildings. They were desperate. Hey, have this building. Which building do you want? Do you want that one? Can you open a scrap store? We were like, well, we want to open one at home. Like that's what I know.
Well, we've got a focus for that now, don't we? It's understood. I get the message. I got you onto it. I was going to say I'm tied to this now forever. If I didn't like these two every time I meet them, I'm like, I really like them. They're great.
But I think once we've got a space, we've got ideas that we want to put into the space. And I think then we can do more. But not having an abode is tricky.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
But it's given us the opportunity to build that track record.
Which matters, doesn't it, for funding and all sorts of different things.
We've made so many contacts.
We've made so many mistakes, haven't we, along the way, and we didn't know anything. And
what do you think your biggest mistake's been then? What would you say?
Thinking that we could just do it. And then it would just be there.
Yeah, there's so many hoops that you have to jump through. And think you we're like in our heads we've got this amazing hub of a cafe and a scrap store, retail, art classes, everything. But it's really hard work to run a business and to get to that
and
end
to
point.
Look after children and
and get them
work other jobs
work other jobs.
Well, that's it, as you say, because you still got to pay your mortgage and you still got to pay the rent or whatever it is, you've got to live and feed your kids because
But it's good because we started something not knowing anything.
Yeah, and we've created 2 jobs out of nowhere. Yeah. And that's why the first year that we did it, everybody was just we did the Pride event, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then after that we were bombarded, and we have been ever since. So we've been really busy and we've done loads of stuff.
And we're really
got blisters on our hands.
Really lucky. 2021 have been probably our best supporters. So good. That's one thing this tower it does so well.
And then we've got Discover at 2021, which is exciting.
Well, we were there building our spaceship at the same time. We actually used some of their leftover rubbish and scraps for the scraps.
Well, there would have been a lot of that. I did. I genuinely did. I did. I remember thinking, how the hell's that got there? I do remember I did do that. That's the extra spaceships, I guess, isn't it? That's how it works. So what would you as individuals, clearly you've described what you've done, we've gone from Lincoln Gardens to Barclay. Barclay, I'm posh, aren't I? Not Berkeley. We've gone from you being 2 little girls as you were in that time to being who you are now. I think strong, if not confident, everyday women that's bringing up a family that are keeping together, working together in something that's new that you made. Nobody else made it. You did it. You make stuff every day, but you made this thing that you get to share. What would you tell yourselves, do you think? If what would you say to the young you if you got a chance to go back to you at age 5, swinging your book bags into those schools? What would you tell yourself, knowing what you know now?
Well, I wanted to be a hula girl, so I would probably tell myself, you can still be a hula girl. That's fine. But doesn't really earn any money.
No.
So, but I think it doesn't matter. Like if you don't do well at school, I didn't do well at school. I didn't like school, so I didn't enjoy it. I think there's so much emphasis on that's it. Like if you don't do well at school, that's it.
Yeah.
Game over. Your GCSEs most important. No, they're not. Like obviously do your best, makes you feel good, but like do what makes you happy, what you're inspired to do, because that's when you put the most effort into things.
Yeah.
And
that can be GCSEs, but it can be other things.
There's a lot of people that there's so much pressure.
And if there's if you don't get your GCSEs at that point, there's always later on. There's other ways. I think a lot of the time it's that mindset. So rather than it be a fixed mindset of following that path, even though that's me saying that. You
heard it from Lucy.
Yeah, so you have that growth mindset. Yeah. So if at first it doesn't succeed, try a different way.
Yeah, there's a line, right? But you can approach the line in different ways, can't you? That's the whole point.
As much as I don't like time, because I'm not good at being on time for anything, but timing is important. So if something doesn't work then, doesn't mean to say that you can't do it later on.
No.
And it doesn't matter, you don't have to have all your stuff sorted out what you want to be when you leave school or university, because at different points in your life requires you to be different
and just
sometimes.
Experience and learn lots of different skills. So that you've got transferable skills.
And everything is an experience, and you learn something from everything.
And it's all right to make mistakes. Probably great to make mistakes.
Because you learn from mistakes. If you did everything perfect, like my kids, they're like, well, it's not right. It's like, it don't matter. What have you learned from it? It's not about the end point. It's about the process.
Yeah,
it's important to make mistakes. Yeah, you're not doing it right if
how you would learn.
And that can be gut wrenching. It can be exhausting. It can be exhausting in terms of emotionally and everything. But you learn.
I think on girls, it's a thing to be perfect. You know what I mean? It's like you have to look perfect. You have to be perfect. You have to look a certain way, and it's no, because you're not going to grow.
What do you think? We hear that a lot, don't we? We see, and I think it is more on people young girls wanting to be young women, and seeing things, representations of themselves and how they feel about themselves. What do you think? How would you, again, what advice would you give to yourself in that space?
Yes, I would just be healthy. That's the only thing to concentrate on, is be healthy and strong.
Yeah.
Don't compare yourself to anybody else.
No.
Because they're on a different stage of their journey. Because then that just puts loads of pressure on yourself.
Yeah, and if anybody tries to tell you that being like somebody else is a good thing,
then don't listen to them.
Well, they're not good people, are they? They're not people that you want in your life, are they? They're people.
And always trust your gut. That's what I think.
And girls are good at this. We've got good female intuition that you ignore most of the time to copy what your mate's doing, but you should listen.
Yeah.
Your gut says.
Yeah, and there's a bit of trust in yourself in there.
Yeah, you've got to, because you've just got you, and that's it. Like you're your own pilot, aren't you? It's you navigating your journey. So,
Well, of course it is. So it's quite nice. Well, it's great to have you here, because, as you say, these are real. The whole point of this is like real life stories of people who have had the ups and downs of being in business. But would you, because you came to being in business quite late together, really, because you'd done other things, would you, self-employment, really, would you say that was a good thing? Would you advocate, because a lot of people toy with that? Well, you toyed with it for a long time. Do you still think, was it the best thing you ever did, or was it the worst? We
were self-employed before.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Self-employed anyway. So,
I taught part-time.
Okay.
So I did like 2 different teaching jobs, and then I was self-employed. So I've kind of always been able to be flexible, like how I've worked.
Yeah.
So it's daunting to like run your own business, and it's scary. But I think if it's something that you want to do, like ask people that are in business.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, someone will sit and have a coffee with you and talk to you about it.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I think because I applied for a job at North Lindsay, I remember, and I didn't actually get the full-time position. And if I'd have got that full-time position, I would probably still be working there. Whereas because I got the temporary part-time position, it meant I had to go out and find different things to do.
Yeah.
And then that kind of modeled then how I worked for the rest of my life. And here we are.
Yeah.
I think it's important that you're good at you've got different strengths, like the jack of
Master of all
that's
but
trades.
I don't think it's good to just
Jack
be a
of all
master,
trades.
master of one, because you're limited then. Like,
Yeah.
especially if you go into self-employment, all of a sudden you need to know a bit about everything.
Yeah.
That you can't just know the one thing. You've got to learn and be flexible and
it's quite hard as being a creative to then run a business, because it's like you're an ideas person and you're a making person, and whereas then a business is like, well, you've got these responsibilities, you've got to do your books and you've got your tax and things like that, and it's like, whoa.
It's like grown up stuff.
Well, it is great. Yeah.
It is.
So something I'm desperate to try and reverse. We were talking about it before. Is lots of people who are creative in all sorts of forms, because there are lots of forms of creativity. They often have to go, well, a bit like you did. You went to the city. You went and lived there. I suppose because there were more opportunities, I guess. The world is, your oyster in a city sometimes. People think it's the Dick Whittington story, isn't it? It's a tale as old as time, as they say. People go and pursue. But do you think you really, I mean, you've got to, sometimes you do have to get this stuff out of your system. I do think there's a bit of that. But do you think you have to go away, or do you think you can still shine? Because there's a bit of like you have to be a messiah in somebody else's land first, or there's that sort of story before you can come back.
I think that for me, if I'd have stayed here, I'd be a very different person. Like, I moved down to London, I lived at the Savoy Hotel. So I used to work there. So I lived so you meet all different types of people from all different backgrounds. And it was a big eye-opener for an 17, 18-year-old. And then if I hadn't have done that and then travelled and met different people, I think I'd have felt quite limited, because you just got the same town, meet the same people, they're all doing the same thing. So for me, it was good because I saw different things, got different ideas, learned stuff, made mistakes, and then came back. But I think it's good to get out there and be aware. I mean, now there's the internet. There wasn't the internet then.
No. No.
So it was like you can see.
We had to get a book, didn't we? We had to get a book, and it didn't really tell us a lot, did it?
No, not really.
Guess what? The Encyclopedia Britannica wasn't as informative as we thought it was. There's a rainforest, we get it, but we don't know what it's like, do we?
Well, I think that's made it more important that you move away, because you didn't have access to the outside world.
Whereas I never went away.
Yeah, you never went away.
Yeah.
No.
I just go away now.
And do you think, but clearly you adapted, because when you went to uni and then you did other teaching.
I went out once in 3 years at uni. I would come home. Yeah.
Yeah.
But some people are like that.
I know they do.
Depends, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
But I think if there was creative opportunities or creative spaces or like showcasing creative businesses, then I think people would stay that were creative, because there'd be something for them to go into. So because like they'd probably go away to college, university, and then maybe come back. But if there was space for them to come back into, then why not?
A community. It's a bit like Michael at Fountain Arts, and he does amazing things.
He does
there. So it's good. I think you could then go away, but you would want to come back because there'd be a community, a creative community to come back and be a part of. When there isn't really any of that going on,
you're isolated.
You're isolated. So the only place to get that is to leave the town.
Yeah.
So
and go to where there is.
Yeah.
There is one.
And I think that's what I was making this point to you before. Is that's why, because I think representation matters. People, particularly young people, need to see positive role models. They need to see themselves at whatever stage of their lives. And you'll laugh and say, "Well, I don't want to see," but but there is something in that. Actually, I think there is something that people see themselves and think, actually, that could be me.
Because I think so as well, that you don't even have to go to college and university as well. There's loads of different options.
Although there are some good colleges locally, aren't there?
Yeah,
you look at. Well, I can think even. I think the North Lindsay even, and I'm sure the same of Leggett and other further education establishments. I think they do have. When I was at North Lindsay donkeys years ago, they had that art block. It was quite visionary that you could go in there, and it was quite special that you could go and have that creative experience, because art at school is quite limited, isn't it, in terms of what, you know, I loved pastels, I like charcoal and chalk.
But I didn't come to one of our workshops.
I come to a workshop. No, I think you'd soon go, oh my God. I always say I might do that when I'm.
But the thing is, it's not about the end point. It's
no, it's not. You're right.
Again,
we're conditioned. Yeah, we get a bit conditioned, don't we, into what we think is success, which is rubbish. When really we should just go, yeah, of course I can lean into it and I'll get it. I won't get it right, but actually just leaning in does work. I just want to sort of. I started to say I like to try and end on something that's again quite personal to you. Lily's like, I'm still making my mind up. I've got Spotify. But so we all, I think music is a great, particularly in a creative space. My favourite theatre is the Savoy Theatre.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's lovely. It's amazing. I love it. It's my favourite. It's just because it's so small and It's lovely. It's a great. So I think for us, you know, for us all, there are things that we link to from particularly in that creative space around music and theatre and the arts and stuff. Because I think there's a world out there that says, you know, oh, it doesn't matter, it's not a priority, it's not like something. But I think it's important. I think without creativity, without a culture and a cultural offer, I think we're a bit soulless. We don't get to express ourselves, which is something I try to champion it, whether it's the stuff we've done in Barton with with Liz, who's done great around the rope walk, and just sometimes it's around building something that's about skills and expression and all those sorts of things. So I think and music's a big part of that. So shall I come to you first, Lucy? So in the Desert Island Disc model, because I'm doing the cheap version of that. I'm doing the B&M version. No, other brands are available. The B&M version of Desert Island Disc would say, what 3 discs, if you were stranded on a desert island, you'd be on your own, no Lily's there, she's not there for your support, Pete's not there, no kids, there's just you. What 3 discs would you take with you?
Oh my goodness, I don't know. I'd just grab like that and see what.
And what would you normally listen? But what would you normally listen to?
See, if it was sunny, I'd want a bit of reggae on.
You want a bit of reggae?
Yeah.
Would you like a bit of? Is not Bob Marley? Some.
Really?
Yeah, a bit of reggae. Okay, reggae. So it would be sunny, I guess, but there'd be some dark days. So if it was a rainy day, what would you want?
Tenacious D.
Tenacious D.
Because Pete dances to it and is really funny, and Maisie sings to it, which is great. So any of those tracks.
Okay, and if you
funny.
and if you wanted to have a bit, you feel a bit sad and you want to feel a bit sorry for yourself, what would you play then?
Adele, because then I'd really sing and then I'd feel better.
A bit of Adele.
Yeah.
Transcending through ages, aren't they? Yeah.
Because my sister's a singer, you see. So we've listened to so much different stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and I think she adapts well, doesn't she, to phases of people's life. Actually, really weirdly, she's 37. I understand the other day. It's made me think because I remember the 21. And I remember that, and it's like, yeah, and she used it as a, I was looking at it just the other day. So now, come on, you 3 discs, Lily. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Well, I'd take my vinyls.
You take your vinyls,
but it's all right. I think I'd have to have some jazz music because I like jazz music. So Billie Holiday is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Louis Jordan, also another favorite. So that's good because they're happy 1 minute and then they're miserable, and then it's good. And it always makes me feel like positive. If I wanted to be miserable, I would probably listen to some Damien Rice because he's good for a bit of misery.
Yeah.
And in the best way.
In the best way,
yeah. But
reflective is reflective. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
But I like probably, like The Hole of the Moon, I think.
Who saw The Hole of the Moon?
Yeah, would be one of my. Reminds me of being young and youthful. So that would
it's a bit like it's a bit Waterloo Sunset or Sit Down Next to Me or something. It's a disco. So what would your luxury item be?
I didn't think about that.
Oh man.
Before you'd said a bit of cardboard.
I think
that is really not luxury. We need to work on that.
So I'm not very luxurious. Like,
you can build anything out.
You
of
can build
cardboard.
anything. I would take a knife.
Well, you could use it for the. But I think you'd probably have one though. I think they'd probably give you one because you've got your fish because you need food, wouldn't you? You'd need food. You could use it to cut plants. You could use it to cut. If you needed to fish or whatever, you could use your knife. You'd need a knife anyway, I'd say. So what would you have that was luxurious? There's nothing that you think, it's a bar of chocolate, it's a dressing gown. Some people have said dressing gown. Some people have said, something nice that gives you,
Ask Lily.
I'd take my mattress because I love my bed. I love my bed. My bed's the best bed. I love getting into my bed.
You could take
make my bed.
That'd be allowed. I feel like I'm, on the verge.
If I manage nothing in the day, I make my bed in the morning, so I know that my beautiful bed is there with my lovely mattress.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, definitely take.
And that's you sorted.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I mean, that is a proper luxury item. What do you reckon? What would you go for?
I have no idea.
But I like the cardboard. Cardboard's all right because for you it would be a luxury because you could do loads with it, wouldn't it?
I could make a bed.
You could maybe.
I think maybe you could take your cardboard in some nice plastic tubs because I know that
Kids love a plastic tub.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Lucy loves a plastic tub for that order. Honestly, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you for joining us. It's been lovely. So this is the end of episode 3 in News Direct, the podcast. Please keep following. Please share it. It's really important for you to show other people. It's about real life experience of two, really, I think, inspirational. They laughed at me when I said inspirational women, but actually I think, they are, and you've heard their stories and they're still growing. There's loads more for you to do. So I look forward to working with you on that. So thanks again. Please join us. Please share. And we look forward to letting you watch this again. And please keep doing that. And obviously we'll see you in the next episode.